What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Teogonia, Episode 12, and full series. So in this one, Kai and Yolato's Macaques, like the monkey people, they fight the Dido, like the demon salamander thing. They defeat it. Then Kai's praise is he's called the great god Kane. They basically he gets a lot of praise. It's almost like they worship him. Then he and those little nomads they head back to the valley, and then basically so Kai has forged alliance I guess with Aldenor. I guess one of the contenders for the throne. Then this one who called herself a queen, basically, guess there's a chance she would have to fight. But basically, that Kai would have to fight her if there's any contention for the throne. So Kai returns, tells the village that that basically that the Macaques are gone, that they're not going to return. And then basically, of course, village still worry about the concern with that representative from the from the king, like how they're going to deal with that. Because Kai's the one who actually knows what happened, because he killed the guy and gave his godstone to Elsa, who basically still in a coma. Now when he talks to I guess her unconscious body, she says she looks forward to the day I guess they can reunite or whatever. These weren't if that happened, and then so then all these deer people called Uzels appear and I guess join the settlement that in the valley. And I guess the chieftain's daughter offers to become Kai's wife. Kai's get off me, please. He doesn't want he's not wanting to deal with that. But it is I mean this is an isekai, so of course there's gonna be the whole bunch of women fall for one guy. Now this series is not a harem series. It's not. And then, yeah, I mean, basically, this is not that. No, with SAO, you have where you have multiple females fall for a guy, but the guy doesn't take advantage of that. In series that are full on harem, they do. That would be the case. And some that are not, like Black Summoner, like yeah. So in this one, in this, I thought this was a decent show. Characters were interesting. The world was interesting. I think a season. If there's a season two that comes, I will watch it. Just because this was an interesting season. So yeah, I will. I mean, I would watch a season two. I don't know if there's gonna be one. I don't know if the ratings are high enough for them to do it because there have been good shows that have been canceled from a quality standpoint, and a story standpoint, way too soon. But from a range standpoint, if they didn't get high enough ratings, I can understand why they canceled. Like Tomodachi Game, they need. I want them to bring back Tomodachi Game and Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest. But yeah, there were some cases, yes, some series states haven't announced another season yet, and sometimes they wait. You know, I mean, I think technically, I mean, Demon Slayer season two didn't get announced till I think it was after the first movie released in the U.S. I think, So either after it released in Japan or after it released in the US is when they announced that season, second season. So this show could take a little before they announce the second season. Overall, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. And yeah, if there's season two, I'll watch it. Ironheart episodes 1 through 3. So in this one, Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, uh, she's expelled from MIT because she got caught helping students plagiarize work and cheat in school in exchange for money. And there's also a incident involving her suit. Like basically, she's given a grant by MIT for it to work on it, and there's an accident. And so with the accident and the cheating stuff, she's expelled, deservedly so. I mean, just for the cheating. The accident, how expensive that was, yes, that is a thing as well. And there's like not really much of a purpose behind the suit. It's like, what? And I think it's from motivation to build suit. It's just because I can. Yeah, that doesn't work for a story. And so she basically takes the suit and goes back to Chicago, basically, her hometown, moves back in with her mother, and then basically, it's shown that I guess she's still dealing with the deaths of, her friend Natalie Washington and her stepfather Gary, who both died in a drive-by shooting like years before. And so, and then so Riri's then recruited by this guy named John, uh, like to to be join this gang led by Parker Robbins, who's John's cousin. Parker Robbins is known as the Hood. Now, John is based off John Keane. Now, they don't call him John Keane, they just call him John. And so in this, she joins the crew, and she like steals stuff in exchange for money, which she wants to spend to build a suit. Just because she can't, she wants to do it. She doesn't have any motivation, not necessarily about helping people, doing good. She just wants to have a nice suit of armor. And basically she does it for money. And then while Riri's dealing with some stuff, so there's some brain mapping going on of some AI. She's trying to replicate this Wakandan AI, and it creates a digital version of Natalie. She's like, what? She's like, who? She's like, Natalie. She's like, who else could it be? Me. I'm like, okay. So basically, Natalie starts uh, acting as a her AI, kind of like her Jarvis, a very dumbed down version of Jarvis, because it's like she's not like the AI is not acting like it's acting like a teenager. It's acting like an entitled teenager. It's not acting like an operating system, because that's technically what the AI is supposed to. It's supposed to be an operating system, like voice controlled and all that, like Jarvis. Oh, Jarvis in the MCU, Jarvis does talk to Tony and can offer advice. Like that's been a common thing. Now, of course, in the comics, Jarvis was a butler. Now, and then so in order to, I guess, upgrade her suit, Riri meets this guy named Joe McGillicuddy. It's like this black mark, he's a black market arms dealer that Natalie finds. basically Joe believes tech can benefit humanity, and he even he has all these weapons that he says makes him feel closer to his dad. More on that in a little bit. And basically Riri does a heist. Natalie malfunctions. Basically, like, yeah. So what the hood is doing is blackmailing people to like giving them money, giving them like jobs, like sign contracts, so like basically they get some like shares or whatever, and basically giving them money. And then and so now Riri's mother, uh, Ronnie sees the Natalie AI, and Riri's cornered by a guard, and she like stop, but now that's what Natalie my phone. Then Robin, basically the hood shoots the guard. Riri's like, oh no, what happened? Mm, basically like there's something to do with like the hood's power. Whatever happened, like it caused Natalie to, I guess, be triggered by something and malfunction. And so Ronnie asks Riri to make another AI based off of Gary. Riri says no because she doesn't know about where Natalie actually came from, like where it's a good idea to have that AI. Then Joe, basically, he's pissed off at his neighbor Heather for not picking up her dog's poop from his lawn. I never say he's pissed off. Like, here's what if your pet's poop on someone else's yard, you pick it up. That's your pet's poop. You pick it up. That is just a fact. It's not about forget about yes. Is it courteous? Yes. It, is it courteous to pick up your pet's poop? Yes. But it's also your freaking responsibility. Pick up the poop. Anyway, so basically, Joe's idea to take revenge is beheading some flowers. You messing with some flowers. I mean, that's pretty mild. There's not much point in showing that in a show. Like, if it was like, like if you're gonna show something like that's like a pettiness you show in like a comedy, like something that's gonna be intentionally funny, like all the stuff like in South Park, like Scott Turin Must Die. You had now that pettiness got a little extreme, in very famously. But in South Park, whenever Cartman got revenge, you would actually see him do like what, like even for sometimes it's minor revenge. Like you see comedies, you see people get revenge, like simple payback. But like this isn't supposed to be a This isn't made to be a comedy. And if it was, it is missing the humor. And yeah, so then like so then in this So basically, they're in episode 3. You have Riri and Clown, who's one of the other members, touches the hood and try to figure out what it's made of. And John gets pissed, slams Clown's head to the ground, also gets in a fight with Riri. And then the hood breaks up, so hey, everyone, calm down. Spend some of your money you earned, cool down a little bit. And then he announces the team's next target, Heirloom. This is a biotech company. Basically, whatever they're doing, it's allegedly harming some small farmers. Whatever they're doing. Riri's wondering about whether it's moral to do their heist, which I'm sorry. If you have to question where it's moral, I'll just say it's freaking evil. She's like, I'm not a criminal. I'm not bad. I'm like, you're freaking stealing from people. And whoever your opinions about the morals of the people you're stealing from, Yeah, some of them are probably pricks. That doesn't give you the right to steal from them. Like, they may be pricks, but that doesn't necessarily make what they're doing illegal. Could there be some illegal stuff those companies were doing? Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? But I haven't seen anything that's displayed that as being the case. All I saw was, hey, this is some, okay, these are companies that are just very successful in what they're doing. Now, there's probably, I mean, obviously, there's blackmail. So there probably was some illegal stuff in the blackmail, or just some scandals, because maybe there's some dirt in their closet, and then yeah, and urban small farmers by her, that is concerned. You don't want to mess with the farmers. You need farmers in order to feed the people. They need to be able to successfully do their jobs. I will say that, the but that doesn't necessarily give the crew the right to just steal because that is straight up illegal. It is. Rio's like, I'm not a criminal. I'm like, you're freaking stealing. This is theft. This is a heist. Yes, you are a criminal. It's not even like the whole vigilante is a criminal argument. That's not even because that's not even vigilante work. It's not even Robin Hood, whoever. This is just straight up stealing. And it's like, oh, I just want money to build a suit. Like, you're not even helping people. I mean, you shouldn't have been stealing all this stuff anyway. And the fact that this is your justification is like, oh yeah, I just want to have a suit of armor. No reason. I'm like, gosh. And then so a former member of the crew named Stuart Clark, aka Rampage, um, like he's murdered. It's not known who killed him. Riri suspicious of the Hood and Joe, or the Hood and John. So she visits Joe, the guy who was basically her arms dealer, who's revealed to be the son of Obadiah Stane, Zeke Stane or Ezekiel Stane. And then, basically Zeke was injured, and he warns Weary that she's starting to make some of the mistakes that his father made. Basically, he knows that the plane crash, cover up was a lie. He knows that Stain died when he tried to kill Tony Stark. He knows the real story, and he's concerned that Riri's doing the same thing that Obadiah Stane did, which she is. She's not now. She's not paying some terrorist group. She's not paying a terrorist group to like kidnap a CEO or anything. And no, no. But like what Stain did, which Stain was a better villain. And by the way, this is a villain story. By the way, if you haven't figured it out, Ironheart's a villain story. The show may not know it, but it is. And basically, so what happened? And so with Riri being suspicious of the Hood, basically Natalie controls the suit while Riri like goes and cuts off part of the Hood's like hood while he's talking with Hire Mason, who's the CEO of Hearlin Loom. Basically, Mason was expecting the crew to come. He's like, "Look, I'll just give you money, just go." And then, some of the crew's locked in his room. Mason's like, "Look, hey, I ain't doing anything. You know, someone, one of y'all set up a sensor, set off the sensor." And then basically, so basically when River was cutting off the part of the hood, it set off the sensor. And then John sees comes across Riri and sees the part of the hood that Riri has and thinks that Riri killed him. And they get into a fight with now, but Natalie helps like him like Riri escape, and then John starts suffocating, and basically he after being sealed in one of the rooms that's losing air. Mm, And then basically, so one thing like the hood does is kills Mason and a few other people. Basically, so the crew escapes. Like they most of them escape except John. John's dead. Riri tells the hood that John died. There's nothing like no, then Robin's like starts yelling at the hood saying that he trusted trusted someone who knows who. Then he has this vision that implicates that Riri was responsible, which she was. She was responsible. She was basically responsible for John's death. And then Riri's having a panic attack over it. And Natalie helps her get over it. Yeah, remember Iron Man's panic attacks in the third one? I remember. Yeah. Yeah. Remember Obadiah Stane? I remember. I mean, what's next? Are we gonna have an Armor Wars thing like Iron Man 2 in this show? Is that seriously? Are we gonna seriously have that? But yeah, this the whole yeah, it was basically like and then the whole magic means you don't understand. No, we literally have had magic in this freaking MCU. You know it. We had wizards like Doctor Strange. You know, basically all the sorcerers. That's magic. I mean, hey, you're just gonna dismiss magic like that? Well, I mean, this isn't even like I mean, this is even like like in Avengers: Earth Mightiest Heroes, which is a great cartoon, by the way, where Reed Richards was a little hesitant to believe in magic. When talking about Tony, like when Tony was explaining Asgard, and because Reed had I don't think had met Thor yet at that point, and basically Tony's like, look, everything about this can be explained by science. I mean, Tony's like, look, we may not be able to understand it, but it can be this magic can be explained by science. Because you had the whole one of the interesting gags in that show was you had the whole science versus tech thing. We had banter between Iron Man and Thor, and yeah, Black Panther is like in Wakanda we use both. It's a cool little thing. Yeah, that was a great Black Panther version of Black Panther, by the way, and great versions of Iron Man, Thor. But anyway, but this show, so allegedly supposed to have Riri use magic. I don't know if my guess is I guess that component of part of the hood of the hood's hood is going to be implanted in her armor. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen. That's going to be my bet. But that's what's happening. But as far as this, like, gosh, this was bad. The acting is terrible. Like, no one can act in this show. Thing is, the guy who plays the hood, I seen him do decent acting. I mean, I'll say Transformers: Rise of the Beast is a bad movie. It's not a good movie. The guy who plays the hood is in that movie, and his acting's not terrible in it. It's actually decent. I mean, but for a now, I'm not gonna say that. Like, I mean, the movie was bad, and the basically the like it's a no the humans and most Transformers movies suck. Like mostly like I mean, it's like okay, then this show is like oh yeah, she's like they're trying to say Riri's not bad. Like, okay, she helps students cheat on homework. Now, all those students should have been like she basically was being paid to help a bunch of students with their home like cheat on homework, like plagiarism. So like that's a no go. She deserved to be expelled. So you would say, oh, she's a good, she deserves to be expelled. She's being held. No, no, no. She deserved to be expelled. She deserved to be expelled. And that is not something that looks good on a resume. That just doesn't. And like, she was given a bunch of grant money. Like, she was given a lot. And she wasted it. Riri Williams wasted all her potential on a vanity project. That's what the armor is. It's a vanity project. She's not using it for to do superhero stuff. She's not. This isn't like she's not like This isn't like a government contract. Make some weapon for the military to help I guess give them better weaponry. This is a because she would get a lot of money if that was the case. This is a vanity project. That is a fact. She can say all she wants. Oh, it's going to help you. It's going to change the world. She does not care about change the world. She just wants to have a nice suit of armor. Say, hey, look, I built this suit of armor. Like, yeah, you can't do that. If you need like screw you money in order to get away with that. Even like at some point you gotta accept that you can't just build this armor. You have to get a job. You have to like get a job, get into frankly, she probably better off going to like trade school right now and getting a regular job. Like because other schools like colleges and stuff, that cheating thing's gonna really hurt. And that could hurt also in a lot of trade schools, but just due to the different type of learning trade schools, she might have a better chance like of getting a job through that. That's what the character should be doing, not basically being like. I'll say if she doesn't go to prison for this, like Luke Cage, despite that show's many problems, because that show sucks. Luke Cage, basically he paid for his crimes. And Luke Cage is like, hey, I'm going to pay my debt. Luke Cage was very willing to pay his debt to society. You know, that showed a lot of problems, but Luke Cage, the character, was willing to pay his debt to society. And he did. He was cleared of his charges, he was cleared of all the charges he could be cleared for. But whatever crimes he did commit, he pays debt to society. Simple as that. Ree Williams probably won't. They're probably going to say, oh, you have the whole, oh no, she was doing, nah, man. And it's like, no. She was stealing. She was, stealing stuff, stealing very expensive stuff, a lot of money. But no, she's a good person. That doesn't matter that she committed a bunch of crimes and should be in prison for a very long time. Vice versa, she's a good person. We're not going to put her in prison. Yeah, no. This show sucks. I'll watch those last three. Like, if I wasn't reviewing it, I wouldn't watch this show at all. I want to watch these three. I'm only watching it to review it. But outside of that, to hell with this show. Like, it can really just burn in hell because it is a terrible show. One of the worst television, not just one of the worst Marvel shows I've ever seen. This is one of the worst TV. This might let's see. I didn't see Loki season 2. I didn't see Agatha. I didn't see She-Hulk. I ain't watching any of those unless there's future seasons, which I don't think there are. Like I have no need to watch those unless there's future seasons for 'em. Like, definitely worse than like definitely worse than WandaVision. It's definitely worse than Loki season one. Definitely worse than uh and Falcon Winter Soldier. Like this is terrible. Like Black Widow's better than this. That terrible Black Widow movie is better than this. Thor: Love and Thunder is better than this. Like holy frick, this is the worst MCU project I have ever seen. Like what the frick is this crap? Like this is garbage. And look, the whole Rotten Tomatoes thing. Here's the truth about the Rotten Tomatoes, like about the scores. Review bombing, where it's positive or negative. The truth is, neither one is statistically significant. One, because they cancel each other out. Like they cancel each other out, and it probably leans more positive. I would say review leans more positive than negative, especially with Disney stuff. Because one, the negative ones, a lot of those are removed. The positive ones are not. That's why a lot of Disney stuff seems to have more positive scores than you would think. It's just a fact. Now, the whole leaving reviews before starting premieres, yes, that should not be happening at all. And a simple fix would be just do a freaking program to set it to where no reviews for anybody are allowed until the release date, like until it premieres. So this premiered at it was like I believe it was a 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Tuesday. So basically, it's until 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. No reviews should have been allowed. You set that as a program that reviews are go live at this time. Like people like guess what? That will significantly hinder one. It hinders spoilers. Like I mean, or you want to say the day after? Like I would say the day of, day after. Who knows? Maybe you could say the day after just to give people time to watch it before reviewing it, have time to think about it, and that's fine. I mean, there's a way to do it. You could say maybe the day after, so that everyone has time to people have time to watch it before reviewing it. You would say, hey, this appeared on Tuesday. Reviews are going to be allowed on Wednesday, 12 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Well, I was thinking that would have been around time for a lot of people to have been done with Ironheart because that's 3 episodes. You know, I mean, it's so simple. Just like you want to say no reviews until the day of release date or the day after, arguments for either one, and that's it. I mean, that is so simple. I mean, it is such an easy fit, like such an easy thing. And I say just don't remove any reviews. Get like look, review bombing is statistically insignificant. It doesn't matter from a mathematical standpoint. They cancel each other out. A lot of biases cancel each other out. That's within a reasonable margin of error. And then you have all the honest reviews, most of which are gonna be negative about this show. That's just a fact. Uh, yeah, like just a fact. It's most honest reviews are gonna be negative. Like it is a fact. Like this has what 59% on audience score right now on Rotten Tomatoes, 73 on critics. So yeah, it's really bad for that critics one. And yeah, so basically it's so freaking retarded. Like who came up with this? Like this is a bad show. Like this is a bad show. It like so 59%. It should be lower. It should be lower. This is a objectively like the freaking that cartoon Spider-Man show from earlier this year, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, that piece of crap, one of the worst Spider-Man products I've ever seen, and even had Spider-Man in it. It didn't have like, oh my gosh, that one was bad. But this show makes that show look watchable. Like Ironheart makes My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man look watchable. Like, what the frick? This is freaking terrible. Like, and what's the point of this? Like, Dale and Baroff releasing it all at once. Like, they're gonna get 2 weeks of getting mocked just with release. Then you have probably a week, probably like a week or two of people still making fun of it. Like, this Ironheart show has no heart. Like, it's just a pile of crap. Like I've seen like man, like it is so heartless. Like a darn heartless and Kingdom Hearts shows more heart than this. Like this is a this is just bad. It's crap. Should never have been made. Should never have been released. Should like if they weren't legally, they had to been legally required to release it. That is the only reason they released it because they were legally. Because I think with Echo, which I didn't watch, but I heard that was bad. I believe that with that show, they were legally required to release it, so they released it all at once. This show, I think they were legally required to release this one as well. I don't know exactly what the laws are as far as contracts, production schedules, all that. I'm not aware, but this show is bad, and but I think they were legally required to release it, so they're releasing it. They should have just done it all at once, like, or just done the regular weekly schedule, but they don't want another acolyte because that's what was going to happen. This was going to be like the acolyte, like it was. This was going to be like an acolyte. Now, not full on, not as much as the acolyte was because that's Star Wars. Star Wars is a bigger IP than Marvel. Just a fact. It's an objective fact. Star Wars is bigger than Marvel. This wouldn't have been as big as the acolyte was as far as discussion, like for multiple weeks. But if this was weekly, it was gonna like one episode a week. It was gonna be like that, but for Marvel, like on Marvel scale. Like this was the acolyte for Marvel. Like just with discussion and all that. I mean, this is just bad. Like it is objectively terrible. I'm not gonna do a criticalist review until the last 3 episodes, just so I got the full series to review. But yeah, this show sucks. If you're not reviewing it, don't watch it. Just as my friendly. If you want to watch it, regardless, you can. But unless you're reviewing it, my friendly recommendation would be like just don't waste your time. If you want to, that's fine. You have the freedom to do that. Don't let my recommendation prevent you from watching something. But I'm gonna give you a friendly recommendation to not watch it because it is objectively terrible. This show can go to hell. And that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you can put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.